Hello. Hello. What's going on, Lux? How are you? I apologize if there's any kind of buffering or I know there's no quality options. It is a bit of a test stream today. I'm hoping that I can find a good server to work with, but welcoming everybody. New Teddy, what's going on, Teddy? How are you? So adorable. So adorable. Hello, Pookie. There is a ton to catch up on. There is tons. This is bananas. Boy, how I think I remember how to do all this. I think I remember how this is done. Frames are dropping, but I sound good. All right. I'm hoping that we can keep up dropping a few frames here. Oh no. No. Oh, well. I think I have to turn that off. I got to turn off the snap. You got... Oh. What's going on, Orion? Marshall's World. Hello, Marshall's World. How have you been? Keeping an eye on the Canadian skies? I don't know about that one. I don't know how that's going to go tonight.
Holy potatoes!
Yes, the potatoes worked. Well, Lux, you can refund yourself those points. Gothfox, hello. How are you doing? Oh, good. Here we go again. And the spot, yes, yeah, okay. You guys have always remembered how to bust that one. Now I gotta figure out where I gotta go to change all this again. Oh my goodness. All right, my speed is going all over the place. So again, I do apologize for dropped frames. Like I said, it is a bit of a it's a bit of a trial today. See how it goes. I have seriously missed everybody. This has been so long since we've been back here. Dylan Royal Gaming, what's going on? Good to see you in here. Orion, thank you very much for these 6 months. This is also our we are doing a as like right in the last day for celebrating a year on Twitch. Lars, hello Lars, how are you doing? Within a foot, good to see you in here. Exclamation goat, or the goat, or Gothfox. You're busy, 3 streams, you got 1 moderating. Well, good to see you in here, Lars. Oh boy. Gothfox, thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys. I've missed doing this, and I'm probably going to forget how to do a lot of things. Been to the barber? No. I look at my hippie. Look at all his hair. This is ridiculous. Hey, excuse me. I am dropping frames like crazy. I apologize, but thank you very much, Gothfox. On to the spike of appreciation for you. Now it's just a matter of there is a lot of fine tuning. There's going to be a lot of fine tuning because, because we need to get a lot of things working here. And Bubba Zelnick, hello, mother. Hello. Oh boy. Okay, so I gotta turn off that one. Within a foot, Dave M984. What's going on? How are you? I'm that weirdo who shows up every now and then. Within a foot. Thank you very much for the gifted sub to DJ68K. Thank you. See, where are all my buttons here? Whoa! Within a foot. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Holy potatoes, thank you. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. It is good to be back. It's good to be back. It's for trying to get all of these all of this internet back. This has been such a big issue. Now, is this camera up and running? No, why is this not working? There we go. Let's go over here for a quick second. I will thank you guys for the within a foot. I'll thank you very much for the gifted subs in just a moment. I just want to go over here. Show you guys our backyard. Gursey!
Holy potatoes.
Gursey, what's going on? Just dropping by to say hi, doing your homework. Can't stay, that's all right. Yep, getting settled in here. So this is the view about, this is the, actually this little bit right in the middle. That's what I'm trying to use to boost my signal. We got to get this up on a higher tower. But that is where we are. There's our greenhouse, and So Adorable is actually out there. She's behind there doing a little bit of garden work, taking down the goat shed. So let's see if I can just get a little bit of a pan around here. Hopefully this doesn't like break my connection or anything like that. But that is our back garden. And we have these are Bortle 3 skies, and I've been sharing some of the photos that I've been taking on Twitter, sharing that with you guys, and it's just been an amazing sight to see, to look out there and just being able to see the Milky Way with no other aid. So that's incredible. We have all the clouds today. So like no chance to see. No chance for any bit of the Northern Lights. But yeah, that's the view from the deck where I got the telescope set up right now. So that's what we're working with, and just off to the. You heard your name. Yes, I mentioned that you were out by the goat shed. So I don't know. I do apologize for these dropped frames, and if we are missing some transcoding, that is that's for me to figure out which server is the best one to bounce off of. And yeah, I got to be a little bit of a test. There's tests I got to go on for this, but I figured what's better than just to jump right back into things and try to at least get some sort of semblance of normalcy here. You moved to Bortle 9. Why would you go 9? Why would you go 9? That is a miniature little So Adorable. Moo, she's right on the... I can't really zoom in that much. Hello, Pookie. If you move like left or right just a bit, you're like right in the crease of the... well, university, that's... well, I guess that's more of a necessity there. We gotta boost your signal way out there. As soon as we can get this a little higher, and we'll hopefully have a much more reliable signal. I mean, for the most part, we've had good speeds, and you know, I'm for the most part, we're sitting at the speed that I want to be streaming at. So I'm trying to be conservative of just running at half of what our upload speed is here. But yeah, it's been trying. It's been very, very trying to get all this together there. So hopefully that we're going to be able to stay on task. And also what I'm looking forward to is like this week coming up is, you know, finally we are, you know, we got the office set up. We have the internet back again. And yeah, it's there. But yes, also thank you Within a Foot for getting that hype train going. Thank you guys if you did get in on that. Bill Nash, what's going on? How are you? So yes, also yes, Within a Foot. Thank you for the gift sub to Craggy Ron and So Adorable and Old Neener, Fumble Fellow, and to Astrolux, all going on to the Spike of Appreciation. Yes, I do have my name in there for Starlink, and I believe I did see someone down the road from me who did have a Starlink satellite. So I am hoping to, you know, pop over there. Also, Within a Foot, thank you very much for the gifted sub to GJ68K. This is well appreciated. Yes, is finding out. It's just that they're so vague. They're so vague about the about when Starlink is going to be available. You got the clouds, we got the rain here in parts of the UK, and the bad news coming from the tunnel between Andover and Salisbury, where two choo-choos decided to fight each other. Oh dear. Oh dear. Taking a break. Been doing some astronomy adjacent labor all weekend, fixing observatories and stuff. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Yes, speaking of observatories, we're not breaking ground yet, but we're still mapping out the garden to kind of look at where things are going to go. Muffin, hello, how are you? How are you doing? Well, yes, it's yeah, there's a lot of work that's got to go on. And yeah, there's still work that's going to go on out here. Because the Rod of Love has been appreciated. Yes. Hey, did the lights turn green? Did that work? We'll have to see. Yeah. But Muffin, hopefully you've been doing well. I've only recently kind of been back into catching some streams and just trying to figure out what are the best settings are going to be to make sure that I have, you know, a lot of I got a lot of the tech working, because it is just a pain in the rear. You stand on the roof, all 6'3" of you. We need to get a little higher. We need, right now we have a 34-foot tower, and the companies are saying you still got to go higher. That's what we got to do. But this option that we've done seems to be working out pretty well. So at least, you know, we're here. We're doing this. Kieran, what's going on? How are you? It's good to be back. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to see you in here. I just finished replacing a belt segment for a roll-off roof, sucking up some air conditioning before you start working on the roof seals. Excellent. Yeah, I have. There are many ideas that I have for the observatory, and that I don't really think we can see the field out this way. How much farther can I go? There's our barbecue, blocking the view. You doing okay? You've been busy with uni. I'm doing better in the sense that we have an internet connection again. So that's off to the left there. That's what we want to be setting things up there. All right, you're going to switch to a PC, BRB. No worries. We are here for a while. Figure maybe a couple hours or so. We'll try this out, and it's really putting the internet through its paces. This little white box there, that's going to go up much higher. Also, I do apologize if there is any just any bits of buffering going on, because like I said, I'm still playing with the signals there. And the settings as well. Your stupid incense charcoals wouldn't light, so it's one way to celebrate Sam Hain Halloween out the window. Well, I mean, here's my Halloween costume. It's working out. It's like an LTE internet. Essentially, the box is from AT&T, and I don't know what they've done to it, but it picks up off the signals here. And Rasputin costume. There we go. Wit. Thank you very much for the tab. Appreciate it. Happy Streamverse. Thank you very much. Good to see you in here. Good to see you guys earlier today as well. Hanging out in Shippy's stream and Warship, and being able to hang out in another stream again. It's been the speeds have been like, if the numbers are making any sense, I was getting 5 down, 1 up. That was the original speed we're getting. And now we can get with the LTE internet that we got set up out there is I'm getting 75 down and between 6 and 10 up. It literally depends on the weather as well. CJ, hello. Oh, missed you guys. Missed everybody. It's just, like I said, this is there's still a little bit of cleaning up to do as well. There's still some pictures here, some framed pictures that are still bubble wrapped. And again, just kind of getting a feel for how things are going to be sitting up here. So that's how things are going right now. And hopefully we can get a stronger signal and a more reliable signal, because I got to get above the trees in that backyard there. That's the thing. Oh yes, Muffin, your Germany trip. That was excellent. Good to hear that went well. Just make sure I didn't miss anything. It's been so long. It has been way too long since we've been doing this here. So yeah, forgive me if there's like any any weird pauses or anything like that, but you know, it's more of just getting back in the swing of things. And I figured it's our lazy Sunday afternoon at this point, and you know, we figure, well, I have a small set that we can that can be built, and you know, it'll go up on the bookshelves somewhere there. Now, you wish you understood Starlink's deployment pattern. You have a dish, but you're mobile now. You can only use it sometimes. Wasn't the Starlink wasn't? I thought someone was saying that it was like linked to your area. So what? It wasn't able to be mobile, or were you able to change that? I don't know how that worked there. But like I said, I did see somebody up the road had a Starlink, so I don't know if they're like an early adopter of it, and if it's working well for them or not. So we'll try to get out there and see what we can do. But yeah, it's you know, what we can get figured out there. Message above. You might join Discord voice chat in a couple minutes as soon as your spaghetti bolognese is done. Ooh, spaghetti bolognese. I don't know if those are going to work. I mean, I have like nothing else open data-wise on the computer, because the upload speed, as soon as anything starts happening. Also, I don't even know if I don't have like the audio routed or anything like that. But maybe we can plan for like an Astro chat one day. Try and see if we can get those settings worked out there. A mouse. How big was the mouse? Did one of the cats want it, or was it running away from one of the cats? To quote Lionel, hello. What's going on, Welsh boy? How are you? Wonderful to see you here today. Good to see you in here. You can change the service address, but most places are either full or more commonly not enabled for service. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, it's they're saying like Starlink deployment here is mid 2021. To the end of 2021. So I don't know how they're working out with that. You're good, tired, but good, excellent. I have felt just absolutely like mentally exhausted from the past month of trying to get the internet sorted out, trying to get some regular schedule going for anything in life right now. So, but it's things are coming along. Things are coming along, and I am happy to be streaming. And there's quite a few changes that I want to be implementing in the office here. But it was like the device arrived on Thursday, and it was a mad rush to try and get everything ready Friday, Saturday, and really it was kind of like it was like last night and then this morning. Got the office as presentable as possible. You know, there's some jury-rigged things around here at the moment. The camera is in a different spot. It's going to be a little lower. It's about as low as I can put it. So we'll play around with things. I know the lighting has to be adjusted as well. And it's just exactly, if the camera can't see it, it doesn't exist. Yeah, don't look over there. Don't look over there. I've heard this little bit of bubble wrapped frames kind of, I like the aesthetic of it. It's like, this is the work in progress, because there is like a big empty space behind my head here. So we can make things look pretty. You know, it'll be it's the work in progress. And you know, just really playing with the lighting and everything else around here. Bless the best stream bloopers are when the camera gets knocked over, you see the apocalypse. That's to be fair, it's not too bad. There's like a pile of things over there, but there's also a little mini fridge. It's empty at the moment because I just haven't been in here regularly enough to think of what to stock it with. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. We'll do what we can. But the important thing is that there's always been coffee in the house. That's the important bit. That was the first thing that was unpacked. We made sure of that. You know, it's I was thinking about that. See, I don't have like I don't have like a kettle or anything in here. Also, I mean, pee breaks are gonna be much quicker because it's like just on the other side of the door essentially. So things like that, that's nice and quick. Yeah, get the priorities straight with the coffee, you know? That's what we want to do. Electric kettle and a French press. Oh, see, I also thought about iced coffee. I did think about iced coffee as well. But then you get I think there's like a cold brew Starbucks that is like just coffee. Without like all the extra sugar and stuff in there. Coffee, tea in one kit. That's it there. Speaking of tea, Nori Kitty. Good evening. Good evening to you. Oh, you like the shirt, eh? You like the shirt, huh? It's just kind of lying around there. Figured. Where have I been? Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been right here for the past month in like internet purgatory. This is ridiculous. You got a couple of milk bottles for making cold brew. I think I would like to try that. We have like a plethora of coffee beans and ground coffee and unground coffee, coffee beans. After all the family that has moved in, it's, there's all sorts of coffee lying around. Now! Welcome back, Astro Father. Hello, Hanau. Good to see you in here. You've been here, and I've not. Okay, fine. All right, fine. I have been absent. I apologize. All right, Welsh boy, you're gonna crash. No worries. It is good to see you in here even if it's just to say hello. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Oh, I gotta get this closer. I'm reaching too far here. But thank you guys for popping on in. Just ground coffee soaked overnight, strain the mud, dilute to your tolerance, and just drink it straight like you're Thanos or something. Exactly. Just put the coffee in your face. There we go. Now, thank you very much for the 11 months Prime sub. Thank you. Onto the spike of appreciation for you. I appreciate it so much. You buy Arctic iced coffee in the UK. Comes in ready-made large carton and is fab. Ooh, interesting. See, there's a big jar. There's a big jar, jar, bottle, whatever, of Starbucks at the grocery store. It is huge. I want to try it one day. You're the kind of person that coffee makes you fall asleep. That's your superpower. That's it. You can drink all the coffee you want and go to bed at a regular time. I wonder what the chemical difference between cold brew and hot brew that you're allowed to get cold is. And there's something about it. It's supposed to like take out the, I don't know, the cold. I've actually never had a cold brew. Skycast, what's going on? How are you? Lego, yes, we do have a little bit. I am going to do a little bit of some Lego today because I said I was feeling lazy. As active as I've been to get this all going there. You're good with energy drinks, though. Works well. All right, interesting. You can drink cold brew fine, but not cold coffee. See, I will... This... Okay, I don't think this is going to last as long as other ones. It's just been one of those days. Sometimes the coffee goes down quite good. But yeah, I can also like have like hours of the same... of the same cup of coffee. It's coffee flavored cream. Well, okay, so I do put a little bit of cream in there. Earl Grey's an exception, though. Yeah, I'd like to give try some cold brew coffee. Try some of that. So what we're gonna fiddle with today, it's fair. I want to say it's going to be a fairly quick build, fairly quick, probably not painless build. But I think this would be kind of cool to have up on the bookshelf there. Now I've also noticed that this camera is pointed like way too close. I need to see if I can fix it for screwing things up here. Let's see. Is that? Yeah, that's better. It's a little off kilter, because it's just that I don't have a top shelf at the moment, so we'll get there with the things. So we've peanuts are gone. The peanuts are gone, but right now I have like a little bit of a bag of like ghost pepper peanuts. I'm gonna chips. I'm gonna leave it at the same thing. At 50 bits is a ghost pepper tortilla chip. Maybe we'll work our way up to the 1 chip challenge. Maybe we'll do that. You notoriously drink your coffee black. Got caught grabbing French vanilla creamer out of the fridge at the office once, and someone tried to razz you about it. You getting all fancy on us, are you, Bill? Costa and Starbucks, though, they burn their coffee. See, I of the choices we had in the UK, and it ended up we lived like 5 minutes away, a 5 minute walk from a Costa, near the end there. So we kind of favored Costa over anything else there. Starbucks, I rarely ever get a coffee, like just a regular coffee from Starbucks, and it's just we like Mrs. Canuck and I. We went down to get Starbucks one morning because Tim Hortons was down the road, and it was ridiculous. There was cars everywhere, so we figured, okay, let's go to Starbucks, have a quick little cheeky Starbucks. 2 small lattes was $10. No. The Titanic Lego set. The Titanic Lego set is indeed Titanic. It is massive. I wouldn't know where to put it. This is this is our backyard. I couldn't fit it in the backyard. It's awesome, but it is so huge. It is a massive. The Lego set is massive. The UK is sinking at the moment. Ruh-roh. You've actually built the Titanic in your game engine there. How you showed some CJ on your Twitter account there. That was awesome. That was some amazing renders in that. That looks tremendous. You really thought you were going to get some Lego eventually for the game storage alternatives, but then when that was enough, you're going to spend that much. Lego can sometimes be expensive. Sometimes there's a good deal. Let's go over here. This was a good deal. This is like $20. I was happy with that. Plus, it looks kind of cool. For that large of a Lego set, if you're going to be expected to be larger, but it's huge. It's massive. I thought like the helicarrier was a big set. What's also looking like could be a big set is the Home Alone. That one looks really cool. All right, you're gonna get back on the ladder. All right, Bill, thank you very much for popping in. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Good to see you again. And yeah, good luck on getting everything set up there. And yeah, clear skies to you, my friend. Have a good one. So we've been somewhat behaved. Be somewhat behaved. That's all. For that large of a Lego set, I figured it'd be more expensive. What's the price tag on it? I think it's like $700 or something like that right now. You shall not behave. Fine. That's fine by me. ATS. Holy potatoes. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, thank you very much for the donation. Wow, holy potato. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back. It is good to be back. Thank you so much. So the Titanic is about 600 euros. Yeah, so that's sitting at about maybe close to 700 Canadian, I guess then, right? Some parts of the UK have been seeing northern lights because of the massive X1 solar flare. Yes, and the reports are it's still on the way. Like people have some great shots, and there's still more to see. It's just the way how it's kind of gonna curve down. I kind of almost miss it, which is a little annoying. So I'm relying on a lot more people to share the images there. Also, I'm clouded out, so even if it was like a good showing for the Northern Lights here, I wouldn't be able to see it. There's all the clouds. That's it. But there are some people in like the Pacific Northwest are going to get a good shot of it. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Just check out what we can see there. So also, I do want to, if the internet starts buffering, I do apologize that there isn't transcoding. I am, like, it is the first day back. Funny enough, my modem says that I'm in, thinks that I'm in Houston. So maybe another stream, I'll change my the settings so I'm like kind of my server is in Houston. Maybe that might allow transcoding. What's going on, NASA Muffin? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you in here. Hopefully you've been doing well. Hopefully everybody's been doing well. It's been, I feel so out of touch, and it's just, I feel bad for missing out on conversations and seeing you guys in different streams, and missing your streams as well. You know, it's been, I've like, only like in the past few days have I had like speeds that we've been able to like watch a stream or like watch a video. Like we've been relying on like cell phone service and like eating up our data plan for all of this. So, you know, it's no internet. Like nobody should be like, internet should almost become like just like a necessity now for everything else that happens in the world. And I gotta say, I was actually overall, I was let down by a lot of companies that did say we were going to be able to get decent speeds out here, and then only for them to turn around and say, "Oh, well, no, you can't." Nori, 11 months. Where have you been? Where have you been? Think of the howler going after Ron. Nori, thank you so much. I hope you've been keeping well, my friend. I've missed, like I said, I can't even stress enough how much I've missed seeing you guys and just being cut off, essentially. Like even, okay, my cell phone company, I get like no signal out here. So, and I just signed up with them. So it's kind of, do I pay the penalty and go with a company that I can actually get a signal out here, or what? That's the other thing. So much stuff going on. You've been okay? Been nasty? You went to a wedding yesterday and you're paying for it today, so chill seems like just the ticket. Well, good to see being able to kind of get out and like go to weddings and other types of outings is always a good thing. So yes, the move was fairly. We all had our stresses about the move. But when we look outside at our backyard, and when it is a clear sky, and I can see the Milky Way without, well, okay, that's all clouds. You don't want to look at clouds. You know what clouds look like. When you can see the Milky Way without any sort of aid, that is an incredible sight to see, and I need a camera that is really going to show that off. Oh, look, our laundry. That was a big, right looking at the center here was a big vegetable patch, and there were some massive pumpkins in there, and squash and zucchini or courgettes, eggplants or aubergine, and it was quite the haul. Acorn squash were aplenty, so we got to harvest what the previous owners had sown. But that's it's out in the back there. You can see straight back in just behind those trees, which are about 60 feet tall, is the towers that are going to be able to provide the LTE signal for the wireless internet. So that's our little box that's sitting up there. And just in the background there's little dots. We got beehives out in the backyard now. I think we get trick-or-treaters. No. I don't. There's a few adult families in the along the street, along the road, along the highway. We're there's not many of us around in this area here. So it's not to say though next Halloween though we do want to kind of do things up a little bit because we got the space. I have tons of Halloween decorations back at my parents' place that we haven't retrieved yet because it was just too much to add in the moving truck. So we'll slowly bring that over. We'll slowly bring that back there. Anyone's trick-or-treating there, they don't think they're for the candy. Yeah, they're there to take our squash. We got a bunch of squash and pumpkins out front. If people want that, that's fine. So yeah, that's where we got the telescope right now. I figured that was the first night that we had a clear night. I was outside. I was down on the grass and had the camera set up. But once I started to hear coyotes out in the distance, I figured I'd want to move things on another level so I could be away from all of that. A full-size Milky Way under the full-size Milky Way. That wouldn't be a bad idea. That wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, it was the outdoor cats are still outdoor cats, and they've kind of found their place out here. So they're not. We did have a bit of a scare for one of them where he didn't come back for about 24 hours, and then he just waltzed in as if nothing was wrong. So they're accounted for, and it seems that they don't stay out at night. So we have. Oh yeah, typical cat. Typical cat. If I could trust them in here, yeah, I would maybe get a cat stand over there. But they don't really sit around. They're going to be everywhere. Weapons legal in Canada. Yes, I could. I guess now technically being, well, technically we can be farmers. Although there's nothing that we're farming at the moment. But, I mean, we can have firearms. We could have a, for protection. But really, we've seen a deer. And that's it. And I don't see any need to go after those. Welcome all to the Astro Canucks farming page. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to sow some seeds, and we are going to eat them in a few months and make a pumpkin pie. Until then, we're going to, we can play with some Lego. We can do that. 151 pieces for the brick sketch. And I think it's just something I kind of want to have in the background. Like we have our bird of paradise flower, our floral set, but that is, there are many. How many pieces are in that one? There's like 1,800 pieces. That's going to take way too long. I joke, but that could be fun streams. Well, there may be some streams that do deviate, that are just going to be maybe a true IRL stream. Like right now, Mrs. Canuck she's been taking the goat shed. So in what is it, ! Goat? Is that still working? Oh, is it? Hang on. Do I need to log into Twitch? No, it's not. Okay, something up with StreamerBot. Of the lists of things to do, how do I... my settings? No? Yeah, it should be ! Goat. Did not do anything. Okay. Oh, there's an update available. There's updates available and Twitch accounts. Ah, okay, hang on. Let's you can close this window. Okay. Are we is this working? No goat, you be the goat. Yes. What do we have there? What was our commands? Goat, more goat. And there we go. There we go. So that shed that they had, we don't have the goats anymore, so Mrs. Canuck took down the shed. Confusing the animals, that's always good. It's always good. So yeah, we're taking down the goat shed. Try to, it's not going to be part of the Astro Park, but it's kind of like the experimental zone. What we're doing to try to level out the ground and get rid of some tree stumps before we really start tackling the field where I want to host the star parties. Actually, it's funny if we're gonna have we'll have like a couple of fields available to either look at some southern targets or just in a more, not secluded, but kind of cut off from the wind a little bit, and just being able to look up straight out towards the Milky Way. So obviously more details will come out on that once in the coming months. The observatory, the bunkie for what we want to be able to do to have a remote observatory, it's mentally in the works. We have we've been talking with a contractor. He has a rough idea of what's going to happen. There are some other household things that need to happen first, but it'll be eventually. It'll kind of we'll share progress with you guys on how that's going to be going, and just what we're going to be doing. And again, just expanding what is being done here with Astro Canuck on Twitch, on Twitter, and just trying to be able to to be closer together with other people, and again, farther down the line, be able to have some cabins that can be rented out, and you guys have access to dark skies where you can do your own astrophotography, or if you just want to do some visual astronomy. That's what we want to be able to do. So hopefully everything is going to work out well, and that we can maintain this speed, this connection. So again, if things do kind of stutter or cut out, I am still working on the settings. We'll get there. We'll get there. I just come for an unlimited supply of Tim Hortons and Spuds. We did find potatoes. We did find some potatoes in the garden. So, that's going to be something to kind of look forward to there. You just come to Stargaze. That's fine too. I would welcome
Holy
you.
potatoes.
Would welcome you in here. Kazuari. Hello. How have you been? How have you been? Hello. It is. I did have a pair of binoculars and did a little bit of visual astronomy, and I saw the Andromeda Galaxy. I saw the Andromeda Galaxy with binoculars, and it was incredible. It was like that was the first time I had really seen Andromeda with my own eyes. A few other targets that were great to look at, and it's there've only been a few clear nights, and so it's kind of like, what do we do? Do this, that, the other. trying to get in as much as possible, be as efficient as possible as well. You've been well. Excellent. Good to hear. Miss seeing your screen name around these parts. I'm just miss seeing a lot of people's screen names. It's like I said, it's good to start getting back into checking out some streams, and I'm looking forward to hanging out in some more while I'm doing some work around here, and just kind of picking up where we left off, like a month and a half ago when I said like maybe see you in a couple weeks, and what a lie that turned out to be. Now, another thing I do have that I wanted to share for astrophotography wise was what's in here. Now, what's in here is not in here. So if I do take a wee break, Mojo! Hello, Mojo Jojo. How are you, sir? I have missed you. I have missed you. I think I need to bring this closer. Yes, Mojo. Thank you so much for 9 months. For the 9-month resub. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Onto the rod of love for you, sir. Thank you. How have you been? How have you been? I've seen a few of the TikToks. I have been incredibly inactive on the TikTok. But at least I have the name. I have Astro Canuck on there. What the hell I'm going to do with TikTok? I don't know yet. I still don't know. So yes, maybe I'll refill this box. And we'll do another little bit of an unboxing for astrophotography related things there. Mojo! Thank you very much for the gifted sub to Kazuari. Thank you very much for 6 months as well. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. It is always good to see you guys in here. Wonderful to see you. But yeah, no, it's been... Every time I tried to jump in on a stream, it would pop up, and then that was it. I couldn't get any good connection going. Like our download was 5 megabits per second. Upload was 1 megabit per second. That was what as fast as people said we could get out here. And it took a lot of searching to find this company, Maple Wi-Fi, or Maple Weef, as I found them, that are able to supply this wireless internet connection that runs off of a cell service, a cell tower that is very close to us. And now we're streaming again. And this is kind of serving as a bit of a test as well. There's a lot of things that I used to have open during the previous streams when I was on a fiber connection, and it's just not it's not the option right now. So there's limited things I imagine that once we can get like the external antenna, once we can get that little white box in the middle there, it's just kind of jury-rigged on top of the deck here. Once we can get that up on top of the tower and start getting signals beyond the trees, then we can have a little more of a reliable signal coming in. So that's what we're waiting to do. That's what we're not waiting to do. We're doing this now, but once we have more reliable things, then we can get back to a full full stream ahead, really, because it's been so long without proper internet that we've almost forgotten what fast internet is like. We'd open a web page and go make a cup of coffee and then see what the results are. But that's the view from the top of the deck there. Our little fire pit is being constructed out back there. What did you do? Oh. Is this the... God, I've missed you guys. Yes, it's legal here. It's legal here. Maybe that's what's in the greenhouse. Who knows? No. Initially, it looked like he's peering at the goat's ass. Oh boy. It's supposed to be legal in the UK medicinally, but it's basically impossible to get, so it may as well not be. When I mute the mic, it's like I'm petting the mic, sort of saying, there, it's all right. It's okay. You don't listen. No, you didn't need to hear that. No. You wonder what a high goat sounds like. Right there, all goats. All goats. Oh boy. All right, that's another thing. I need to log into Twitter on the computer. I'm not logged in. Look at this. Look at this not dark mode on there. Blinding my eyes looking at... Who's a good Mike? Who's a good Mike? Is you're a good Mike? Who's a Mike? Who's yo. Instead of 420, it's 20. Oh my goodness. I'll change my shirt and my pants, but that's about it. Oh my god. See? This is the shit I've missed. And how long ago was it? I said maybe 20 minutes ago I was making a motion to open the box. 151 pieces. This is probably going to take another 2 hours. Oh god. Where the heck? Oh, there it is. Let's at least get it open. Let's at least open the box. Where's my PDF? There we go. We got the instructions. Yeah, well, at least get it open. That's a start, right? That's a start. Ooh, I got a new mouse pad. This is Mrs. Canuck was kind enough to pick it up for me when I asked politely. It's better than running it on the wood, on the desk here, but it's just it's nice and soft and sleek, and it's red and black. It works with my aesthetic, and it's just very nice. So, also for some reason, it's like fancy enough that it was in like a lockbox at the store. So, thank you, Pookie, for picking this up. It has actually made a huge difference. Funny enough, after just kind of rolling on the desk, so it's nice. I do have like Astro Canuck branded mouse mats and desk mats, but I wouldn't be able to get it here quick enough. So I wanted to have a mouse mat at least right now, but then I'll get my own stuff eventually. But yeah, it's just so much smoother not having the mouse catch on things. Now no, I didn't have a mouse mat. I did not have a mouse mat. I was just on the keyboard tray down there. That's what I was using before, like an animal, like a heathen. That's what I was doing. So today is like a very special day that I have. Not only has it been, 1 year on Twitch, but I also have a mouse mat now. It's so good. Also, like I picked up a new mouse as well, so it's like I felt like I was destroying it. You have no words. Wait, no, you do have one, Philistine. I promise to do better. Also, holy potatoes. From things that have been unearthed during the move. I don't remember when I bought these. They're hockey puck coasters. Like, how appropriate is that, right? It's like unearthed them. Like, there we go. There are my coasters. That's what I got. So it's just things that are uncovered during a move. You discover, oh, I have that. I forgot I had that. And most things like, I don't need that anymore. But no, I needed those. If I had anything I may have forgotten, get the coaster. Get the coaster in there. So now I know it's, I don't have the encoding going on here. And like I said, I do apologize for that. It looks like my bit rate has been fairly steady now. It looks like it's kind of, there's less drops in the speed. So it's also a bit of an experiment because other people in the house are using the internet, and we'll just see how much that impacts the upload and the bandwidth in here. So what is this, like one bag? Is it one bag of bricks? Oh no, two bags. Now what I thought was cool when I first saw these brick sketches come out, Chris McVeigh is a Canadian who eventually started working for Lego. And as soon as I saw these sets on there, I'm like, that's Chris's work. This is like what, when I saw him building all these things, he was building a little like corner arcades and little dioramas, almost like that. But this was like an amazing. 1 hour has passed. It's been an hour. Let's actually get the box open, right? Did we expect anything less? Anything more? That I appreciate the patience and the timing and the strategy on that one. And like, it's not like you guys know I don't really follow an exact time frame on here. Like I said, I figure it'll be not like an extensively long stream today. Just because it's also good for if anything does kind of go wrong, in the sense that anything new goes wrong, I'll know what to fix up there. Like the streamer bot, I don't know if the snap works now because Goats is working. So if that works, 24-hour stream building, like that's what would happen. That would totally happen.
You should have gone for the head.
Does the lights go out? Oh, they don't go out. Well, there's another thing I need to fix up. Now we know. Hang on, I think I can do this. And commands? Yes. Edit. Oh my goodness. Oh, Twitch. Twitch points? Chats. Oh, there we go. See? Now we know. That's again, Lumia Stream has updated as well. There are like so many iterations. Studio? Reactions? Blackout? Lights. Okay. Done. Refresh. Well, that still works. All right, we'll see if that works next time the snap comes around. Also, yes, kind of getting all the... Another thing I was thinking of, like not so much of a cheeky Lego build, was to rebuild the Ecto 1 from the good Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters set. But then I figured that's a little bit of a... it's just, it's not the same. Also, this bag, this is not the same bag. It's not the crinkly. No space. No space in Scout Trooper. But this is the... That's Muffin's bag. That's Muffin's. Nah. I got you. I got you covered. Does ISS still work? I don't know. Huh. I guess ISS doesn't. Why didn't the ISS work? That's interesting. Steven! Hello! Hello! How are you, sir? How's it going? Good to see you in here. Why didn't the ISS trigger? Well, there you go. Maybe there's a bit of... There's just some natural troubleshooting. I wonder if Saturn V works as well. Doing great. Excellent. Good to hear. Good to see you in here. Hopefully things have been going well on your end. It's been so long. Again, like... There, microphone. There. You're good. You're a good microphone. Internet is finally working. Yes. There's there's some hiccups. There are some things we're still working through. It's kind of a bit of... We'll see how it goes. Why did the ISS trigger? Someone NASA sweating vigorously. Yeah, I wonder why it didn't trigger there. I hit it myself. I Oh no, see now that worked. That did it. Twitch triggers. Oh, that'd be why. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's I don't know. The mystery. A lot of stuff is going to be migrated finally over from Leorn board to Streamerbot, which is I've seen a lot more people doing the videos on that, and it's been some amazing things going on there. And yeah, I'm just finally looking forward to getting back even on YouTube, even streaming, like getting YouTube streams. It has been a pain. So like there's a lot to catch up on. There is a lot to catch up. So I know for the rest of the week, I'm catching up on things. Forecast doesn't look too great for a lot of astrophotography. There is a lot of cloud cover. Streamer.bot. And I've seen Andy Lippy and Nutty have been doing a few videos on this tool, which is actually the complexity of the snap redeem. There wasn't anything I could really do in Leorn board to have like a 50-50 chance, or even with the Xbox achievement, it's like 1 in 10 that you're going to get that achievement to pop for the rare one. But there was so much to do on that. Let's see if I can show that to you. Just how much. Did I bring that up there? Or... I minimized it. It doesn't want to come back. But yeah, it's just making that the snap one ended up being easier to do than it was on Leorn board. So it just worked out that I like this simplicity. I know there's a second version of Leorn board coming out, but I know there's probably going to be things that are going to work better on that than there are with Streamerbot. So it's just different things to look into. And there's been so much that's progressed in like the last month and a half that I'm just excited to kind of get back into things there. There you go. So that's everything that needs to be done. And this is there's so much in there for things to fire, and then maybe the rare one triggers for the achievements there. To move from the Leorn board to Streamerbot, I think it's going to be very very quick to get over there. There's a few things to kind of understand with Streamerbot, which I have to kind of get familiarized with it again. But there's like for the snap, there's this part here that is essentially the point redeem, and it's either going to call on no, I don't get blipped, or yes, I do get blipped, and that's it. Either one, and it's going to trigger either one of the animations. So it was just so much easier than trying to program everything with the Leorn board. But again, it's just all the interesting bits that are kind of coming up there, and that have kind of come out. And there's a lot of things I wanted to add in here. There's now that I'm back in the office, there's so much more that I can kind of focus and get back to focusing on, and just for the fun bits on the stream. Like there's another thing that I want to incorporate. This genuinely am going to incorporate. Now, it doesn't matter that I'm wearing them, but, you know, people may have to get some 3D glasses. Not very soon, but soon enough. Soon enough. Third Rock, what's going on? How are you? How are you doing? Good to see you in here. How have you been? I wonder if they make them in your size. That would be adorable. That'd be great. Check general chat on Discord when we get a moment. All right, let's do. If anything, this is the experiment. This is the experimentation here. How much does Discord? How much does Discord take up here? Yeah, let's see. Yes, please log me in. We're in. Do I know Sushi Dragon? I know of Sushi Dragon. I do. I know of his work there. 16 hours of imaging the last 2 days. Ooh. Excellent. Excellent. How has that been going?
I am inevitable.
Jigsaw Nerd, what's going on? How are you? Happy Halloween. I am wearing the scariest mask I could think of getting. $6:15 a.m. quitting. Oh, you're going like you get the whole night there. You get the whole night there, Third Rock. That's awesome. I've had a couple stretches of decent skies. I think I have maybe 6 hours on the tadpoles at like 280 millimeters. So be interesting to see how that's going to turn out there. His streams are a bit chaotic for you, but he does take the streaming tech to a whole new level. Oh yeah, Sushi is like I can't I don't even have a tower high enough to point out his next level. It's incredible just what he's done and what he came from as well. Like just kind of starting off in his basement, and now he has like a warehouse and he's doing all this amazing and just like seemingly out there stuff. It's awesome. You may have made a stupid thing. Yes, okay. Let's see. Let's see. If you... Internet. Oh, jeez. If we could, oh my god, if we could grow Tim Hortons, how would that be, eh? Finish the Heart and Arrow band and then 10 hours on IC434 for the 9 panel. That's going to look awesome. That's going to look really cool. I've had a chance to visit the Avengers station at Yorkdale Mall. No.
Oh, don't say that word.
5 hours of it. All right, let's check that out in a second there. So funny thing is, the name Astro Park, as much as we're like, no, it's kind of like been the name thrown around the house as well. So I don't know if it's just going to stay there as Astro Park, because nothing has been offered up that is stuck as much as that one has. Holy potatoes. There's no goats. There's
Holy potatoes.
but there's potatoes. There's the potatoes. That looks awesome. And even again, there's a lot of people who've been taking pictures of the horse head lately, and All in Attack has been like, it's been treated. You know, it's not really blowing out the whole image there. So I got like one. See, I'm not even logged in. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking again about logging in on Instagram. It's still not on Instagram yet. You masked that star. Well, it doesn't look like it's overpowered or anything like that. So you did an awesome job at masking that out there. And I shared an image on Twitter. Was it Twitter or was it Instagram? I think it was Instagram of the horse head that I got 16 minutes on, and just touring around with I got the 72 ED and the, where is it? And the thing and the RC8. I think I did put it in the telescope setup. Yeah, that's what oops, that's way too much. But I got piggybacked all three of them there. Balancing isn't too bad. I think I got to work on the balance a little bit, but I got the polar alignment on point. So guiding hasn't been actually that bad there. So we'll still experiment a little bit. Maybe put the camera on the RC8. Pardon me, in a little bit, and see what kind of images we can get there. So now that we are like almost 90 minutes in, we don't need that. We don't need that. Let's maybe start building a small little set, just something to put up on the shelf there, you know. It looks like we're just opening all the bags at once. Is that it? All the bags there. A train crash in Salisbury. Who was it? I think it was Dave M98 was saying that there was something that happened with a couple of trains. Which is incredibly unfortunate. Oh, something. 1 hour, 25 minutes later. We throw away the instruction book. Who did that? "12 people injured, nothing fatal. Fingers crossed it stays that way." Oh, yeah, I hope so. Like, that's, yeah, seriously. Hopefully that everything is sorted out, cleaned up, and nothing else bad comes of things. Okay, something is up with the International Space Station. it keeps turning on. What did trigger that? This is no. Is there? Oh no. That's weird. See again. Okay, so I'll be going through the Orn board and like moving everything over, so we'll get that sorted out. But still, I wonder if Saturn 5 still works. It probably is going to do the same thing as ISS and not do anything there. But yeah, okay, so it looks like we gotta get all the bags open. Although this looks like it's kind of like the frames for the end there. Oh no, it's the way we need. This is like a tiny little thing. Alright, so now that we have 2 bags open, let's talk about everybody's favorite memes. Like I said, I figured it would be, I said maybe it'll do like a couple hours for a stream, right? And we are an hour and a half in, and we haven't even started building for 151 pieces. Will this be an hour? Will this be half an hour to build this set? Favorite memes? I am the meme. Andover. Yes, that's what Dave was saying. So no, it is not a good day for rail travel. Jeez. Man, you hope that there's just everything's gonna be fine. Oh, it's the same one. How long are these trains? Okay, step 1. That one. That was easy. Well, that's the thing, yeah, because Dave had said, he said Andover. All right. Step 2. Oh, wait. How's this one? How's this scan? Ah, there we go. First train has hit something, then there's a signal failure, causes the second train to hit the first. Oof. Oh, dear. Oh, I tried to say oof. That seems just too dismissive. That is, that's no good. What's with the ghost pepper chips? Interesting question there. It's along the same lines as the peanuts. Now the bag has been sampled. The bag has been sampled. But yeah, they're the funny thing is it's actually well packed. That a lot of the chips are still in one piece. So it's almost like see, but they got much more surface area than a than the peanut. But I guess for the, I didn't know if it was going to be 100 bits per chip or if it would still keep it at the 50 bits, you know? I think for the amount that's in there, I'd probably just leave it at the 50 bits there. within a foot. Thank you very much for the 500 bits. Hello, Caleb. How are you? How are you? Mojo, have you ever had a dream that you had, you could, you do, you want, you could? Oh, you want, you so much you could do anything? Like, maybe avoid the ghost pepper chips? How you doing, Caleb? How is life? It's good to see you. All right, these are massive. Are we okay if we do a 100 bits a chip? Because also, like, we're running very low. How are they all missing a corner? That one seems a bit bigger. Ghost. Packy Ghost, Haunted Ghost Pepper. I guess that's also appropriate for Halloween as well, right? Doug for short. What's going on, Doug? Caleb, good to see you guys in here. Oh, but also, thank you very much for the 500 bits. It is well appreciated. And I think this is all, like I said, this is kind of maybe a work up towards the, maybe at the community's choice, it turns, maybe the one chip challenge gets thrown in there. Who knows? I'm going to let that run. Also, that goal, as I said before, it was going to be like maybe a week or so until October. That's going to go for a while there. I haven't had any exposure time in the last 3 weeks. I've been clouded out. I've had like so sporadic. I had like 3 clear nights since I got here. That's a familiar burn. That is a familiar burn. Funny enough, brother-in-law grows ghost peppers. See, these are harder than the peanuts, because if it cracks and goes everywhere else, you got some cleaning to do. Gonna lurk for a bit. No worries, Doug. Good to see you in here, though. Hope you have been keeping well. Hope you have been keeping well. Oh, look, it's buffering just as I'm eating the 5th chip. Yeah. These are harder than the peanuts. And that's why I gotta... Testing. Yeah, now let's get me to say words. Oh, there's the numbness again. Yeah, Caleb, we have internet. That little white box there is my booster. That is boosting the modem that I have. And a bit of I think cloud coverage may be impacting things a little bit. That's why we got a few little drops in signal there. But yeah, we're organizing the office. We're organizing life in here. Things are getting slightly back to normal. For those of you who may be new into the channel, my name is Tom. I am the Astro Canuck, and here we are Northern Ontario, Portal 3 skies, although we are clouded out, and just having a lazy Sunday afternoon. Building a little bit of Lego. It has taken us an hour and 37 minutes to get to step 2. So, you know, that's kind of par for the course for what things have been doing on here. So what I was saying, when I was saying to Mrs. Canuck, I'm like, oh, well, maybe we'll try 2 hours and see how that goes. You know, build a small little set. If this is how long it's taken to get to step 2, this may inadvertently be a 24-hour stream for like the smallest set we've ever built. Also, another thing what I like about this time is what I'm really hoping to get some earlier clear nights is for those in the UK and in Europe. I know that the clocks have gone back this weekend, so there's only like a 4-hour time difference between the two of us right now for like 2 weeks. Because then like mid-November or the second week in November, mid-November, we put the clocks back here, so there's a shorter time gap. So try to take advantage of that to be able to share the night sky with you guys. And like I said, on the Instagram page, I've shared a couple images. And Twitter, I've shared more of the images for just kind of being out in the backyard, doing some images with the phone, with this phone, my Galaxy 21. Taking those images there. November 7th for you. Or is it November 7th for us as well? It's a week or 2 weeks. It was always funny between the time changes in the UK. That also meant I was able to catch hockey games a little earlier. That's another thing as well. I have hockey again. There's I don't think there's really any games on the moment. My other friend Candace says, I guess maybe it was wishful thinking. I was thinking 2 weeks between the time change. That's what I guess I was hoping for it to be a little more free time available for us, that we could check things out. Now I want to completely close Steam. Here's another thing. It is the 31st of October. Happy Halloween. I love Halloween. The closest thing that I have for Halloween right now is our haunted ghost pepper chili chips. But I wanted to play Phasmophobia all month long. So if if you would permit me, next week or this coming week, I am aiming to do a couple of Phasmo streams just to play, because holy potatoes, it has been so long since I've played Phasmophobia. Hopefully it'll work out that I can stream and play the game at the same time. Again, that's also part of the testing. I have not played the campsite. I have not I've watched who was I watching? I was watching Pod on Air, who he plays a lot of Phasmo. Another UK streamer, and I was just watching it, and it was like some creepy stuff. creepy things in that game that has changed since I've last played it. The Astro Space program at KSP when? Well, I mean, that's another thing, is that I'm excited because this is essentially the permanent office until I build the bunkie, but it's on the same property. It's on the same property to build the studio. So, yeah, but yes. So getting more into games, having some more of an open schedule. And again, just to be able to have some more opportunities to try something new on the stream as well. It's what we're just hoping to try out here and see what works, see what doesn't work. If certain things don't, then that's fine. All right. Also, I was gonna close Steam completely. Thor! Well, what's going on, sir? Try something new, you say, like dressing up like a giant spud. Well, oh my goodness. I apologize. Within a foot, I apologize for not acknowledging the 500 bits printout. Also, Thor, 8 months for the tier 1 resub. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully your astrophotography gear has been getting a little more use than mine has. But thank you so much. On to the spike of happiness for both of you there. I'm sure there is a giant spud costume. Who knows? Again, well, that's the community choice. I'm also thinking about, because it has now been our 1 year. Our 1 year. Well, it was like the 1st of October was like the first stream that we did, and it is. You know, I was thinking about what could be done for like for a bit of a subathon, and what could be some certain levels, and maybe there's some kind of a costume change. Who knows? Maybe more than just a digital potato, right? Still reaching the difference between your previews and my preview shot. Yes, that is kind of strange that it is coming out in black and white. There is, and that there's no, there isn't that option for like an automatic debayering, which is interesting there. Because yeah, I'll do the. Because how long were your exposures? Like I wouldn't even say that the that length of time would not yield any color. 1,000 seconds with the L Pro filter, and the L Pro should actually like retain a lot of the star color as well, and just be good for a lot of color because it is a broadband filter. So that's interesting that it's doing that there. So yes, this set, I was so excited to see these brick sets from Chris McVeigh, Power Pig. He was when I was following him on Twitter and Instagram, because all these little builds that he would make, they were so clever, and you could buy them. You buy all the patterns for it. So, you know, I thought that was what is this? Look at this piece. There's a ghost pepper. Look at this thing. It's got a little hinge on it. Okay, now I've genuinely never seen that one before. That is so cool. I wonder what that's going to go towards. Where is that going to be used? Yeah, I've never seen that piece before. That is really cool. All right, so we got that together there. You did about 10 5-minute exposures, stacked them with Deep Sky Stacker, and did the debayering there. There's a touch of red, but not much. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay, now that I have, they have like actual internet again. Maybe that's a thing that we kind of organize. Like even like Lux was saying that talking about like a voice chat is just kind of putting heads together on things and just doing like a bit of a, you know, again as another test stream, do a bit of an Astro chat on Discord about equipment and things like that. So again, let's kind of keep that in mind for what we want to do for some future streams there. And, you know, I'm going to try to stream fairly regularly. And also, like I said, this next week, I'd like to aim to do at least a couple of Phasmo streams. Maybe Thursday, Friday. Maybe Thursday, Friday. We could do something like that. We'll do the Phasmophobia. That way, that gives me a bit of time to prep some things that I want to do and set up in here just for the lights and some point redeems in here as well. Yeah, no, I think it's just something to, because sometimes messages back and forth can be almost too slow when like ideas are kind of popping around there. So yeah, maybe we'll try to organize just doing a little bit of an Astro Gear chat, So yeah, let's pick up with that later in the week. Your spoken English is not that good, typical German accent. That's fine. If anything, it'll be just we'll try things offline and just we'll go from there. Do a collab stream. The only problem is you end up being daytime for you. I need to get blackout curtains in here. Because it's not too bad now. Has my camera moved? I thought I was more. Have I moved? Again, more things to think about here. Yes, because I want to control the light 100% in here. The door closed, that's good. Everything's good, but I got a window over there. That just isn't. No, I would love to play. I think I did. We played Phasmophobia with Putzi last year, and Jay Tanko as well. We were doing that, but yeah, no, I do want to. They want to play, even if I'm offline. I just want to play Phasmophobia. It has been so long since I've played it. So, and it's like I don't want to lose that spookiness of Halloween. I don't know if it's going to work. Not driving, but you are on the road. JRL, what's going on? How are you? How are you doing? How have you been? Good to see you in here. I mean, if the signal holds up, if anything starts buffering, it's probably more on my end of things. But I hope you've been doing well. Good to see good to catch your stream as well. I had like that little bit of internet available. And I was happy to pop in on JRL's stream there. And and recently reaching affiliate, so also congratulations on that step in streaming there. I had the idea that the L-Enhance from Optolong could do the trick. It's really awesome narrowband filter. Even Astro Backyard reviewed it and highly positive. Yes, a lot of the Optolong products are. I haven't really seen anybody complain too much about them, and like I was so happy with the L Pro. Still on the lookout for an L Extreme, and just trying to figure out what's the the best option of what we're going to put the the Astro funds toward. Yeah, no, happy to check out the stream. It's awesome setup you got in there. It looks really cool with all the pixel art is just tremendous. It looks amazing. Perfect game I should play. What's that? What do you got there? Okay, so these are like the simplest steps, and it's taking so long. That's another thing, is getting the Xbox to stream. Getting the Xbox to stream in here. That's, again, like just getting back into the network setup in the house as well. So No Man's Sky is on the list. Also Elite Dangerous. And I think there's certain things that might really clog up the bandwidth right now. So right now I'm sending things out at 3,000 or I guess 3 megabits per second, and my upload is just kind of holding up on that there. And I think once this antenna gets a little higher up, that little white box in there, telescope off to the left, we can get that up on the 32 foot tower. Then it's just there's less obstructions out there. I played a little bit of No Man's Sky, and I definitely there's so many games there. Yoctalong wrote that the L Extreme is more for DSLR and CCD cams. See, there's a quad band filter actually from Altair Astro, and it's like kind of the wider, the wider nanometer than the Radian quad band filter, and a little more price conscious as well, that I'd like to try out, because it was recommended for Bortle 4 or less for that one, because that includes the sulfur too. So I may reach out to Altair Astro, see if I can get one sent over, to buy one. Actually, to buy one of those filters there. Now that I'm in the sky there, or the low light pollution there. Yes, the L enhances. So many things from Optolong that people just rarely complain about there. Building out there is it Universe Sandbox, where you can explore and make all kinds of scenarios. Universe Sandbox, we have played that. It's where you can, there's not so much the exploring, but you're building and running through scenarios in there. But that'd be another thing to kind of get back into doing more of the Universe Sandbox stuff. And yeah, we're building a little fire pit to build out there, now that we have like space away from a house. It was like the first thing we bought, and the fire pit arrives and there's no nuts and bolts in there. So it's like, I don't want to go to Home Depot and fumble through and pick out the right bolts. So we got in touch with the company. They're sending the bolts out. They should be here next week, so we can have a nice bonfire, one that won't rage out of control. And then you just got the game. You just got No Man's Sky, and you're in awe. It does look fun. It is fun. I played it a little bit, and just to be able to run around to different planets and everything like that. It's awesome. Altair Astro still not able to deliver the dew heater. Really? Oh boy. Oh. Yes, that is an old mess. See? That's how late I was into where do I go for that? That's in Stream Elements. Oh god, am I going to be able to get into Stream Elements? It is not September. It is not September, so there is no discount on subscriptions. This is the end of October here. Space stuff is coming back as soon as we get some clear skies. As soon as we get some clear skies going there, we will I'll share the night sky with you guys once again. And also because I'm using a wide field scope at the moment. So we're getting some of the larger Milky Way targets are coming into view, and that's looking awesome there. You like No Man's Sky for the idea, but the controls are really, really screwed up. I'm a typical made for a console player. So I was playing it on the Xbox, so I found no troubles there. Like a virtual universe with trillions of planets, but but no, it's no, I'm looking forward to being able to look at more other interesting objects, All right, JRL, you're going to lose the signal. No worries. I appreciate you stopping by. And yes, I would love to be checking out No Man's Sky. And now that we're kind of back we're in the forever home. There's no more, we got to move in like 2 months. The plans can really start to be put forward, and just be able to build a more consistent stream schedule and just try some other things out there. So if we, if we do, we pop on for, it's the other thing is my office and home aren't separate anymore. So I'm not traveling to different houses to run all this. So yes, if there is some that we want to travel for a few hours and try out this game, we can, because then later on in the night we can jump back on and do some astrophotography. So that's just a bunch of other things I'm looking forward to do. And yeah, it's just there's so many ideas coming out that it's like, what are we going to do first? And it's not like we don't have to rush things. And I've been seeing it for like how long? For like the whole like a year now. That I'm not rushing toward anything. We're not sprinting for any kind of goal here. That this is, we have our long-term plan. We have our ideas that are gonna take months and a couple of years to kind of get into place there. So, we will experiment with other things. We'll try some other. If things don't work out, then things just don't work out. Like we try to do more. I know Phasmophobia will be a bit of a interesting couple of streams, but then again, it's like I just wanted to play it. I was really hoping that throughout October there would have been more gaming streams with that, and just to play Phasmophobia. And I had like ideas to do with the lights and everything like that, and just build a kind of an atmosphere in here. So yeah, and again, the whole office is it's still a work in progress. There's still picture frames that are bubble wrapped over there, So, and even like the decorations, there's all sorts of things I still want to change up, and realizing where the camera is going to sit, pardon me, is going to impact where things are in the room, So, we have, like I said, the picture frames. Got some other books and mugs and telescopes and art from my nieces made me, and the Infinity Gauntlet is on the rotating pedestal right now. So yeah, it's like I said, all that work in progress. Everything will not fall into place. We're going to make things get into the places that we want them to go into, and make it look nice, and try out some different things as well. So yes, I'm happy to be streaming again. Like, I seriously missed hanging out with people, and just seeing what other people are doing in their lives right now. I've been consumed by the lack of reliable internet service here, and just disappointed by Bell and by Rogers, and Telus wasn't even on the map, and just like the lack of support there is for rural internet. And it's just that you figure that Savvy, what's going on, Savvy? Hello. How have you been? Thank you very much for 12 months. My goodness. And this is our year, our Streamversary, 1 year streaming on Twitch. And it's been quite the year. But yes, I would love to build a telescope, actually. That'd be really fun. But yes, how have you been? I have missed you too. I've missed you, Savvy. It's been quite a time without the internet. I know there's been, even during, like right now during the stream, I know there's some buffering going on. I do apologize for that. Another thing will be maybe a bit of a genuine test stream with the servers, and see if I can find one that has that I can get transcoding with there. But you're doing good? Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, this is the backyard. this is consumed. This has consumed a lot of our time now. And, you know, being in rural Ontario, the internet's been a little difficult there. So now we have a much more robust system going on. And hopefully that we can get things consistent, that we can stream much more often. And the weather is going to, sometimes the weather is going to have more of an impact on me than it would if I was on a fiber connection. So that's another thing, is I just kind of do hope that you guys will bear with me on things. I'll try to make things as reliable as possible so that we're not missing out on things there. Gornsey, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you in here. I am on the list for Starlink. I do have the deposit down there. And it looks like there are some satellites, there are some satellite trackers, and it is pretty much 100% uptime that it should be for a series of satellites kind of covering the area. I can get a satellite 30 some odd feet in the air to have zero obstructions, and you know, I think that the Starlink will work out really well. Will work out good for us here. Yes, this is the new one. This is the forever home. This is looking out in our backyard here. You can do a little bit of a pan. But this is just the camera and the telescope are sitting on top of the deck, and this is kind of like that the wide field area where we showed things from that first picture I shared with you guys a few months ago. Old balls, what's up, pops? How are you doing? How are you feeling? So yes, there is. I do apologize for any slow connections at the moment. We'll get there. We'll get things sorted out. I paused for a moment while I'm watching the speeds return. So maybe even doing this is. You're good. Excellent. Excellent. Good to see you in here. Let's point it that way. Yes, again, apologies for the dropped frames and the buffering. Like I said, we'll get things sorted out there. It is. I'm stupidly happy to be doing this and sharing this with you guys. And the fact that we are on step 9. 2 hours later. Yes, hopefully less buffering on future streams there, so I can give you, supply some reliable streams to you guys. I know the first time when I was just streaming with my cell phone in the field back in September, that it was just buffering all over the place, so these things happen. And like I said, we have like long-term plans that we want to be able to do for the streams, and just being able to share more of the night sky, share more opportunities, diversify things a little bit in here, try out some other things. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was anything built by no. How long? It's 151 pieces. And we have assembled like 5. So we're going to finish this. We're going to get this done. And then I'm going to have dinner. But no, it's here's the other thing. There have been so many Lego sets I've looked at, and I can't justify buying them right now. I don't even have I didn't have a platform to share it with you guys, So also there was a bit of an informal poll I put out for a Christmas set build. And I'm thinking that it looks like the Home Alone house may have won votes on and offline. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that release and see what kind of gift with purchase we can get, because that also kind of dictates what's set. Yeah, this is it. This is as much as we built. This is as far as we've gotten. It doesn't look like there's much. And yet somehow it takes forever. But that's all right. I have fun doing this, and I just hope that you guys do enjoy. I enjoy the conversation. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the conversation as well and hanging out. And like I said, there's plenty of opportunities to experiment with different, with different streams, different stream themes, just different things to do. Yes, I love sharing astronomy with you guys, but I also love just sharing other passions with you. It's something like this. This is almost like exactly what I wanted and exactly what I needed right now. I think a nice chilled Lego stream worked out really well. I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to get things to a certain point that I would be happy with to be able to stream today. I was worried that different programs weren't going to work. Certain files weren't going to open, Yeah, we got the progress going there. And it's like, and I'm looking forward to getting back into other chat rooms and other hanging out with other streamers and just being able to engage with communities again. I felt that I've missed out on quite a lot in the past. It's essentially been like not 90 days. It's been like 45 days since since like the last stream. No, it's not the chat you're here for. It's the Lego build. Has he glued to the screen? Alistair, how are you? Good to see you in here. Man, I was saying earlier, just the Lego sets that had come out that that I wanted to pick up, or even just other not even ones I would want to pick up, just something that looks like it would be a fun build. But the Titanic set, I'm not going to buy that. The Home Alone house, it's a very good chance we're buying that. You're doing well. Yeah, I am happy to be back online. I'm happy to see you in here as well. Hope you've been keeping well. Well. There's other words. Good, great, fantastic, splendid. Enhance the vocabulary. But yes, it's been too long. It has been too long since I've seen you guys. And I'm just happy to be, a small little set. A small little Lego set. Yeah, the turquoise really starts to bring out the Squidward there. Belly! What's going on, Belle? How are you? I have one last sip of coffee left. So what I might do, actually, is after the sip, is take a very quick break to refill the coffee, to also, we'll finish off the set. But yeah, good to see you there, Belle. Hopefully you've been keeping fantastic. I've sorely missed your streams as well. I think I popped in very quickly, and whether or not all the messages worked is a totally different story. But now we have much more reliable internet. Funny enough, the router that I have, it's with AT&T, and it says that I'm streaming out of Houston. So whatever they have done, whatever this company has done to be able to get this the internet with us, the box thinks it's in Houston. So yeah, exactly. And hopefully everything is nice and reliable. It's been up and down today. The bit rate has been up and down, but hello, digital neighbor. So it's also different tactics to be able to make sure that we have Then we have the infrastructure, the reliability, and just experiment with different things. I tried using a power line unit where the router was plugged. It was upstairs, and you plug it into the wall outlet, and your Ethernet cable goes in, and the Ethernet cable or the other power unit goes here. Plug it in, but as soon as you start consuming a lot of power in the room, the signal goes way, way down. So I had to move everything to a different area in the house, and yeah, so far things have been pretty decent. Yeah, Houston is handy. If only I could like just quickly pop out to Boca Chica and see what's going on with Starship. That's the other thing. Oh, also the fact that other Lego sets, potential James Webb Space Telescope Lego set. This idea had reached its 10,000 supports. Lego is going to look into it. The James Webb Space Telescope launch. That's another thing I was looking forward to, and I was really getting worried that would we have the internet in time to actually watch more launches and what like a very, very significant launch with the JWST. So it's just so many things that all of a sudden it's like Mrs. Canuck and I was like, okay, let's do this, that, the other. No, what about this? How about that? What about this? Let's get this project on. Let's get this. There's so many things that like now businesses can start up again for us. We can resume the Etsy, resume some other programs, and resuming this. So, it is a whirlwind. It is a whirlwind of excitement right now. And figured let's chill with some Lego this afternoon. Usually not exactly our Sunday morning, but it's still Sunday. I figure Sunday afternoons are just those days where you gotta relax a little bit. Get ready for the week ahead, because it's going to be that'll also mean more cross stitch patterns. There's a whole bunch of ideas that we've had rattling around in our heads. That's like, that'll make a good cross stitch. That'll be a good cross stitch. Yep. So things like that are going to start coming out there, and yeah, we're looking forward to that. So even like there's some Lego sets that are like, that would make like a, we could turn that into a cross stitch, or turn a cross stitch into Lego, You suppose that NASA needs a lot of space. I get it. I get you. All right, so what I'm going to do, we have done step 14. Let's get to, step 15. Let's do that. And then I'm going to take a quick, like not even 5 minutes. It doesn't take that long to boil the kettle. I'll boil the kettle. I'll come back. We'll finish this off. And also I can find out what's happening with family life at the moment as well. Because this is a new dynamic for everybody. So we'll see how things are going there. If internet issues crop up, we can legit exclaim loud and with certainty, Houston, we've got a problem. This is true. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Oh my goodness. It can be done. Yes, I can only hope for the best for you down there, Belly. I really do. So yes, okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to take a quick little break. Very, very quick. We were talking about cross stitch. We were talking about restarting, getting back into the Etsy game. And yes, a definite caffeine break. What is my BRB screen right now? Oh, perfect. All right, here we go. Let's go over this for a quick second. I'll be back with with a bit of coffee because that's too empty. And we will finish our Lego set. We'll chill. We'll hang out for a little bit more. Maybe, not maybe. It's just that is about as Halloweeny, ghosty, themey that I can get right now. For every 100 bits, there is a ghost pepper eaten. So that is kind of along the same lines what we did with the peanuts. But yes, I'll be back very shortly after a refill to coffee, and yeah, we'll finish up on this set. I'm so happy to see you guys. I thank you for the lurks and for hanging out, and yeah, see you back in like less than 5 minutes. There we go. Coffee.
I am inevitable.
Holy potatoes!
I can't leave you alone for like 2 minutes. Seriously. Oy, oy, oy. Hello. Okay, that's another thing I need to sort out, is when certain things go back to the chair. you may have worked things well. Oh. Okay. I have have to box up the unboxing. Okay, so Mrs. Canuck was gracious enough to say she would finish the coffee. And also because it is getting, well, it's not getting late, but it is later in the evening, and I thought we would be doing things, but glad to see you guys in here. As always, my name is Tom, I'm the Astro Canuck, and here we are, in the new digs, in the new house. You know, this is our new backyard for astrophotography and all sorts of other fun stuff that's going to come about as we continue on this journey with Astro Canuck. Oh, there we go. And yeah, just happy to be doing this, happy to be streaming again. And you know what? I know there's gonna be some hiccups along the way, more so than me just leaving you guys unattended. But also just with our connections and what we're going to be able to do here. And yeah, you know, it's just what we want to be able to do here. Also, there was another thing. Yeah, that's true. What's going on, Volcano Doc? How are you? Happy Sunday to you as well. Hope you've been doing well. Another set of streams I've missed hanging out in. Another one there. Volcano Doc has some awesome stuff. Have you are up on all the latest happenings right now, eh? It has been, yeah, now that I have semi-reliable internet, but faster internet, yeah, I can start getting back in just to hanging out with everybody. Now, there was a... Hang on, let me check here, because this should have... I think this should have triggered. Oh, thank you. Hang on a moment. Oh, it was a specific one. 250 bits is to brick the stream. All right, I'm going to run this one. Complicated Sunday. We'd be glad to have a start next week, to be honest. I haven't kept up with La Palma. I've been a bit in a pit of writing despair. Fair enough. Fair enough. What you writing there? Is there more PhD things, or what do you got going on there? Yeah, petting the mic again. I'm going to run this. Let's see how this one goes there. Because for 500 bits, as well as eating 5 ghost pepper chips, this should have triggered as well. Where's my... There we go. I think I gotta change that up there. Is for over 250 bits, the stream gets bricked. That's what we gotta do there. You've seen snippets of La Palma. Sometimes you stick to one of the live feeds on in the background there. Yes, that's another thing. It's just things like that. Live feeds of those kind of events that I want to be able to check out there, you know? So this is the view of our backyard right now, which is absolutely gorgeous, and which looks really nice bricked. Yes, I have gone through the dissertation process, but I don't believe it would be as lengthy and as robust as what you're doing right now. But yes, I feel for how things are there. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. There we go. I don't know. It's like I switched. Yep, there we go. I switched screens in the middle, and clearly that did not... It didn't like that. But yeah, see, other things that's just I'm noticing what I want to be able to change around here. Lighting as well. I'd like to update that. I don't feel like I'm as separated from the background, but I also want more color. We'll get there. We will get there. So we have coffee. We have the coffee. We have the refilled coffee. But also, I was talking astrophotography wise before we continue on. When I said that there was a nicer box, because the box that this thing arrived in was very haggard, and because I had such individual nights of clear skies, I just wanted to get things set up, and also I wasn't sure about how the network was going to work in the house. You just I haven't had the opportunity to get this going, so I am, due to the move and to the lack of internet, I think this has been in the box way too long, and I'm really hoping to get this sorted out very, very, very soon. That we're able to have a new bit of kit with the ASI Air Plus that I'm really hoping to take it out for a genuine test drive and see what we can do with that. So we are using the original ASI Air, and this version, this latest edition has a much more robust wireless system, and there are more 12 volt power supplies that we can plug into this thing. So there's so many more accessories we can kind of really condense and eliminate a lot of the dangling wires with this whole setup there. So yes, I received this a while ago, and actually it was delivered to the old address because I didn't know that we would be here. Otherwise I would have had it like even sooner. But I'm looking forward to getting this thing out there and giving it a go. So again, another device that we can use to control the telescope. And what I like about these, the Pro and the Plus, is that you can attach it onto the telescope there. So as soon as we get a little more reliable, clear skies, I'm going to give this a whirl, and we'll also be able to take video with this. So when we're looking at the planets, we're actually going to be able to get images from this device and actually process those as well, rather than having that single video view of the planet. And even doing maybe some electronic assisted astronomy and taking video of other targets and seeing what we can do with that. If maybe even taking a video of, let's say, the core of the Orion Nebula would be cool. So this is the ASI Air Plus from ZWO. Again, the classic red anodized aluminum on there. Same deal. You can plug in the Ethernet. I'll probably still use the Ethernet, but for the sake of actually doing a review on this, once actually get some more time, that'll try the Wi-Fi version with that there. So the pattern that we're looking at, that's actually like the celestial. We're looking at the equatorial, so pointing at Polaris, some of the constellations around there. So we have the original version that I've been using in the past and showing you guys the images. That was a little computer that was attached to the telescope, and this is the upgraded version that I was able to get in there on the experience program, or on the experience officer program, but I just hadn't had the opportunity really and the reliable infrastructure to get this going there. So now that everything is falling into place, we are going to take some. Well, actually, we can get deeper images now, because the plate solving on this one should be able to resolve with the RC8, with the bigger telescope at the longer focal length, so we can start to get more detail. Get a lot more detail in there. So it's things starting to fall into place. That's what we're hoping for there. But yeah, how's it going, Bubba Zelnik? How's it going, Ma? How was your Saturday? No, it's not Saturday. It's Sunday. It's Sunday because it's a lazy Sunday Lego stream. Of which it has taken, well, forever to get this. Not in a bad way. they get this set going there. And 15 steps later and 2.5 hours later, we can go on to step 16. I'm excited to be back. It has been way too long without internet, without seeing you guys on here, and it's just been... It has consumed my... It has consumed my life. Not having... not so much not having the internet, but the act of trying to find reliable sources of internet and just trying not to spend a bank on things, you know. And it is like I said before, we were let down by a lot of companies who claimed that we were going to be able to get an internet signal, get service in our area, and yeah, it just never worked out. Samsung. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Good to see you in here. Good to see you. Thank you very much for the 10-month resub. Glad to see you here. Hope you've been keeping well. Oh, it's good to see you guys in here. Again, as many things as I say, I always hope it never sounds disingenuous. I really miss this aspect of the business, of the career, of the hobby, of just, you know, the social aspect of things that have been a shining beacon during the whole pandemic. You know, and it's just been getting back to this. It's almost reassuring just to be able to hang out and chat with other people instantaneously around the world, across the country, over the provinces, across the street, you know, things like that. I have not gotten any shots of any kind of nothing. I have what's the latest image that I have? Any sort of Now, it's been a while since I've had the camera out, unfortunately. You know, as soon as it happened, to crash your telescope connections. Oh boy. See, there's still more to kind of come along there, isn't there? They said. But I've seen a lot of people who have some interesting images coming through. And yeah, it's just not... doesn't seem to be in the... Well, the weather just doesn't seem to be in the cards for us right now, which is annoying. But there was actually a few, like, before that all went down, we had a power failure. This was like a week and a half ago now. Yeah, it was really weird that it's been so long since we've just had a power failure. But hopefully it doesn't happen too often. If all of a sudden, like, the stream goes, funny enough, the internet won't, because it's the modem has a battery backup. But this would all go. What I need to get is an uninterrupted power supply, at least for the PC, because if I can keep the internet going and have, okay, it would essentially be like lights out in here, but the stream would still go. You can see the Aurora and Bortle 6 last night. Holy potatoes! That's, man, if we could only not have some cloud coverage here. Yes, any new toys? Solar Scope? No. Not yet. However, we have this. Actually, I've had it for like just under a month now. And I haven't had the grand opportunity to bust it out and give it a go. You know, because again, I've had 3 clear nights. One of them was like a half night. So, and rather unexpected too. So I'm aiming for, like, the next clear night is to get this all set up and play with the ASIR Plus and actually, you know, have at least a video review on here. At least what I said I would promise to fulfill before more people start getting their hands on it. But yeah, it's as soon as I get the next clear night, this is on the scope, and Actually, what I need to do is get maybe a bit of a more powerful power bar there, because even sometimes the warning light flashes up on the original ASI Air with my current power supply. So, pardon me, I think it's coming out at like maybe 4 amps or something like that. So this is the Raspberry Pi computer that controls what we see on the stream when I'm taking the pictures. What controls the telescope, what controls the camera, and the beauty of this one is that we can actually start taking video and recording the video, and stacking planetary images. So when we are looking at Jupiter or Mars or Saturn or Uranus, and it's just able to get a clear image of that. So the more, if we can get a clear image of Uranus, then that's the best thing that we can do right now. But no, to be able to do some planetary imaging, and instead of kind of the haphazard way we went about it, we can start to see some greater details in there. And yeah, it's nice that it'll actually, I don't have to worry about the Velcro giving out. It'll actually clip on the scope there. You don't know. You're not my mother. So other things that we're kind of looking forward to doing on here, there's so much stuff. Now that, again, the room was kind of used as a bit of storage because there wasn't a whole lot I was doing on the computer. So now that I have this all set up again, I feel like this moved. I need to adjust my camera on here. I'm way too, I don't know. So many more things that we want to do. And just now that we can start to act on them, that is just, I'm saying too much. Why am I doing that? That's like a new crutch for some reason. Let's get away from that. I want to be able to... There are so many channel point rewards that I want to enact now. And now that there's internet connection and my office is cleared out, I am able to get back in the office and do more things to streaming and business-wise, and just getting back to a normal...
Holy potatoes!
...ish kind of life. And the fact that, what I do like, for those of you in the UK and in Europe, is if everyone's clocks have gone back, we haven't gone back. So there's another week of being just a little bit closer to those across the pond. There's who's posted? There's like a super buff potato. I don't know if it's available on Snapcam or if it's just on Snapchat. Also, this keyboard I have, I am it's like a wireless keyboard, and I'm charging it, but I thought that maybe plugging it into the computer would give me like a wired connection. It does not. It does not. Okay, the buff potato doesn't seem to be on here. So maybe it is just on... Oh, here we go. Maybe. This would have been great to have today. Yes, maybe it will change. Yes. Okay. Oh boy. How do I remap the potato? Okay. All right. I think I did it. I think I got it. You missed Berlin. It's only been a week. Oh, I love Berlin. I love going there. I know we love Berlin for the different reasons, but yes, if I could go back, I'd be happy. I would be happy to especially for the Christmas markets. That was incredible in Berlin. All right. I think Holy Potato should, if it's working again, should go to that. Should default to that one for today. Again, I was just so busy making sure everything else worked. I didn't think about what to do there. But now we have the vampire potato. All right, let's continue on with this as well, though. 10:40 in the UK, 11:40 in Germany, and it is 20-7 here. There aren't a lot of NHL games on. Oh no! Hang on. If uh-oh. I don't know if I missed the chance. There is Tim Hortons. Every day you can pick 3 players. This is not any sort of advertisement there. To do a little hockey pool. Also, I'm involved in a... Yes! There's still a chance. Okay. I have to pick 3 players. I need to pick 3 players here. And if you get anybody scores, you get 5 points. I'm going to pick... let's go with the Kraken. I'm excited for Seattle to get a hockey team. So I am going to rely on all of the Seattle Kraken to get me some points. There we go. So 9 o'clock is the only game I can pick some players for. Also, there's a chance to win free coffee for a week. I would love to have free coffee for a week. So yes, back to Lego. Can you guys hear the background music? I don't know. The audio is still another thing I got to get sorted out there. All right. It's I still haven't nailed that down. Why it's doing that? Sounds normal to you? All right, cool. All right. If it sounds normal to you guys, then that's good. That's fine. It's just one more thing for me to dissect, to think, is this actually what we want? So I'll be interested to see how all these because these little bits are going to hang on, I gotta sneeze. Pardon me. You can't hear any. Okay, I do. There is some still audio things I gotta fix up. There's some audio mixers that came with the microphone that I still hadn't installed, and I probably should, and maybe that might help things out there. Or it really is a reinitialization of OBS. Okay, so these black pieces do not actually do anything. On to this next step here. I thought that there might have been a little bit of behind the Stormtrooper helmet that would have brought things together there. Again, a little bit or a lot of buffering. Apologize for that. We will get this sorted. We will get there. It's actually kind of looking like a poorly drawn Darth Vader. See, but now we're starting to see some structure here. So I wonder why they had that little bit like that. There was actually some brick sketches that Chris McVeigh made before he started with Lego that looked really awesome. There was a Groot that was incredibly detailed for such a minimal amount of pieces. Also, he would make these little pens out of the pens out of Lego that kind of corresponded to the limited color palette that he chose, which looked really cool. I was kind of hoping they would have included maybe one of those pens in the set there. But it doesn't look like they've done that with this one. Also, I do wonder if we're going to have any spare pieces from this to add to our spare Lego bucket. Because again, it's such a small set. You figure that they're going to have the... Oh, aha. Pay attention, and then I don't have to use a brick separator. Because usually, I guess you're going to get more of the random pieces, the extra pieces. I would always rather have extra pieces than missing pieces. Like I did think with the Infinity Gauntlet that we were missing a piece on there. No, it just turns out that like 2 steps prior with one of the fingers, I got a little bit ahead of myself and put the wrong one on there. At least I was glad that got sorted out there. It would have been. It would seem like it almost would have been fitting to have like that last build before the move have a missing piece on there, but it was just again user error. Freud says that that's what women think too. What was that? What did I say? I said a lot of words there. Was I inadvertently quoting Freud? Oh, missing piece envy. Ah. I couldn't agree more, Dylan. I don't know what that is. Better to have an extra piece than be missing one. Well, it's... maybe we only need 1 rod. But maybe people like 2 rods. Who knows? I feel like if I continue down this road, I'm going to say something that I don't want to... I can't unsay by accident. Except when you accidentally land in the saddle wrong. Or you try to cross your legs. Or you sit down too quick. And then there's new pain that you can't even describe. Just shrieks. Just shrieks of pain and terror. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Here's where I get to use this this hinged piece, which I thought was really cool. Instant astronomy is be seeing stars. Yes, there have been a couple of times when could have sworn I was seeing stars. There was, okay, now not to get too personal, but obviously we're getting personal. Playing hockey, and it was like a new jock strap, and thankfully it was a new one. And there's this thing called a practice puck. Regular hockey pucks are black, right? Vulcanized rubber. These are like half pucks, coasters. They're really cool. But there are brown pucks, and they're heavier. They're almost like twice the weight, if not maybe more, of a regulation hockey puck. And the whole idea there is the same thing. We have a weight on the bat when you're swinging it for baseball that you just kind of, you build up a little bit of that strength from the resistance of the puck. Well, somebody was using a practice puck during a game. or at least the warm-up. And yes, if I didn't get dinged square in the yarbos, that thing still had some heft, even with a fancy jockstrap. It'd be funny if it was like buffering and cutting out here, and just this talk of getting dinged with a heavy practice puck. But yes, it's not the most fun feeling to have on the ice. Although I was on the ice, so I just had to kind of like lay down, and things were iced. Did buffer, dinged in the danglies, ding dong danglies a dingin'. Oh, and here's the time when it comes with the darker pieces. I didn't turn on the light on the phone, so there is probably a dark Lego piece laughing at me right now. Still pondering the new jockstrap thing as opposed to used ones. Okay, new to me, from moving up from a single layered cup to a double layered cup. That it was, which is what provides that extra bit of protection, which even then, when you use a heavier puck, you still feel it. Ding the dangles, a dangle dinger. Yari Curry coming up, passes over to Messier, right in the dingle danglers. We're going to be right back. This commercial is going to be brought to you by Midas. Get the Midas touch. And okay, there is a small little black piece. Is this it? That's it. That's what we're looking for. This commercial break brought to you by Planters Peanuts. You're nuts if you don't like these ones. Yeah. I like that Messier got like this permanent job of these commercials that don't seem hokey when he's in them. It's like, yeah, I'll buy some Lay's chips. Yes, I will switch to Tide Cold Water. Thank you, Mark Messier. No thanks in part to Iced Tea or Stone Cold. No. Mark Messier sells it. I'd also, another thing of talking about what we found during the move, finding old hockey cards. Finding all those old hockey cards. No Wayne Gretzky rookie card. Otherwise, this would be like the real Infinity Gauntlet. Reminds me of wrestling, when a wrestler would suffer a tear in their behind, and the commentary team had to report it without specifically saying it was that. That was always interesting, like seeing how they would kind of like almost like write wrestlers out for like specific injuries. All right, Lars, have a very good night. Have a good night. Good to see you in here. I'm going to wait for this to stop buffering. If it is buffering, just kind of get back to our regular speed. TN! Here from 4 kilometers south of Amsterdam. Happy to see me back on stream. Happy to see you in here, TN. Waiting for something new from Deep Sky. Monday morning early. Well, hopefully you get to see something awesome out there. We are currently clouded out. Ooh, is that raining? Oh dear. I wonder if that's rain, or is it no, that's got to be rain. All right, I have to bring things in. But yeah, Tien, good to see you. Good to see you in here. Some genuine, there you go, real and fake rain. All right, Nori Kitty, thank you so much for coming in. Expect to see me back tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what we're doing. There is time for some Phasmo and such. Yeah, that is rain. Oh, that's a lot of rain. Well, we really can't see the backyard that much. So, maybe if So Adorable is still listening, if maybe the camera could get pulled in. Because if I step away from the stream, I know what you guys are going to do. But yes, Nori Kitty, good to see you. Fantastic to see you. We'll catch up with you very soon. Have a good sleep. Yeah, it's we are astronomical. Well, not astronomical dark, but we are getting darker. Well, clouds notwithstanding as well. But yeah, it did get pretty dark, pretty darn quick. But also, that's a good thing. Like, you know, when we kind of get into the thick of winter, you know, we'll already be imaging for like 2 hours already. That's what I'm looking forward to as well. Is just starting to stream, having all that time for the stream, as well as just being able to put a lot of time in the targets. It is cheeky bugger. Oh, all right. What are we doing here? We are assembling. All right, so it's like pause for a minute while you've been making too much of a face on here. Let's get you to build this frame, because this can stand up on the desk or can hang up on the wall. I would rather just have it on the desk. Yeah, it's like, okay, thanks, bye! See, there was a time I would see Facebook posts from a few years ago before I really got into astrophotography, and I was celebrating when the nights would start to get shorter, when the sun would stay up that much longer. And now it's totally the other way around. I want the darkness. I want the night sky. That attitude has changed drastically. I think it's kind of a cool way how they made like a little hanger for it. Oh, we get to play with the macaroni now. How are you going in there? Like that. Okay, so we did need the both poles. Oh, this is for the stand, so we can stand it up like a little picture frame. Well, if that isn't just the... Well, if that just ain't so cute. Look at that. Stands up and everything. Oh, there's more to it. All right, there's more pieces. I like what they did with the look of the First Order Stormtrooper helmets. I like how it still had that classic look that we grew up with in the movies, but they made it a little more contemporary, a little more sleek. still wouldn't say no to, you know, to having a First Order Stormtrooper helmet there. Refs Matt. Oh, why is there like absolutely no? Are we good? Are we back? All right, internet mail. Okay, maybe we'll have to push forward a little bit more here with the connection there. Refs Matt, how are you doing? You got about half a dozen trick-or-treaters so far? We're back. We're back. Good. Good. All right. See, okay, it's raining. So the weather is really it may start to impact on things. So we're almost done. We're almost done to build there. And we're back. Good. Refs Matt, hope you've been having a good Halloween. Old Neener, what's going on? How are you? It has been a while. It has been a hot second, has it not? Good to see you in here. We are just having a lazy Sunday evening Lego stream. Was going to be maybe earlier in the morning, but you know what? It just took forever to get everything all together there. But glad to see you guys in here. Happy to be back online as well. So we are also celebrating 1 year on Twitch. It's taken a while to get back online, but you know, here we are. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so I figured we do have a quick build, and I say a quick build with very with the tiniest grain of salt, because 151 pieces has taken 3 hours to build. You're doing better than a poke in the eye. That's good. Better than a swift kick in the ass as well. But yeah, good to see you guys in here. 3 days of rain finally cleared out this evening. Oh, well, I if I could share in that clear sky, I would love that. But if I can burden myself with the rain and you guys can have some clear skies, then I am happy to know that somebody is getting some clear skies. All right, but we're doing a little brick sketches for the First Order Stormtrooper. Again, it is tenuous grasp to space-based, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to build. And also, you know, we can put it up on the shelf. We can decorate. To be honest, the first hour and a half you're just chatting, but I was like making motions to start the build. If anything. If anything, I should just like start building and then get the stream going. But no, I enjoy this. I enjoy. There's that. Waiter, there's the hair in my Lego set. Excuse me, I'd like to speak to the manager, please. All right, this is actually like a proper picture frame. That's cool. I'm still waiting for that one day when I like want to secure the pieces and then just something slips out and like things go everywhere. Because it's been a while. Wait, it might have been buffering. Oh, that's the stuff. That's it. You come here for the good stuff. I will do what I can to give you the good stuff. I will help. I will try to look after you guys as best as possible. You know? I figure it's not just for my entertainment. You need to make sure you guys are entertained too. Entertained and satisfied. And there it goes. See, it really starts to come together if I slightly ignore chat. just only slightly. Again, also noticing I need to the lighting needs to change in here a little bit. Just so when we're doing these, this is starting to look. All right. All right, don't get ahead. I was almost going to get ahead of myself and make the wrong thing there. Because the more I talk during this redeem, the more wonky the audio gets. It just plays with your ears a little bit there. Maybe if you're wearing headphones, it's really mucking you up somehow. It's just getting in your brain, causing all the weird little fuzzies to happen there. Alright, where is this one? It goes like that. Look at that. It's already starting to look more like incredibly Stormtrooper-ish. That's another thing. I think I need to add the filters onto this camera as well. See, also I know it kind of looks a little jarring because the whole screen looks like it's tilted. Well, because it genuinely is, because this camera is on an angle at the moment. Because I just can't get it high enough to be able to have that top-down view that we had in the past. So it's a little bit of compromise for the moment, and that is just until I get the mount sorted out, so I can actually put this get the camera up higher. And that way we can have even more of a bit more of a wide field, because even with this one, there's still plenty of desk that I feel I'm kind of missing out on. So again, just today was, let's make sure that we can stream and share this with you guys and just talk about what's going on in the new place, how things are going, and the fact that I have internet and I'm able to do this. And like, it has been way too long. What I thought was going to be like 2 weeks, maybe like 2 weeks max. We'd move, we'd get the office set up, we'd get things in place, and we'd be back streaming. But again, it's just like it's not so much that I was told lies, because that's not the truth. It was that these companies were just more than happy to take our order. And the thing is, when you're dealing with just the sales team, they aren't going to be taking that extra bit of time to make sure that your area is actually within their serviceable market. Whereas sometimes I've talked to people who are sales and tech at the same time, and they're saying, oh, well, no, if this, that, and the other, then we can get something sorted out there. But it was just just those who weren't, I guess, not so much looking out for our best interests, and having a customer that would be happy in the end there. All right, this is ridiculously coming together now. Oh, that doesn't go there. We want 3 and 3. Again, it's just the whole stormtrooper and like the scout trooper, all those. All the Empire were just, I don't know, it was just something about them that was just, I guess, drawn to. I've always been, I guess, wanting to be, playing hockey, playing goal. There's just something about that allure of the mask of the... Betty! All right, that one genuinely startled me. What's going on, Betty? How are you? How's it going? Riley, how are you? Good to see you, Betty. Kate Filer, hello. Pod, how are you? How are you doing, Pod? We're just saying some wonderful things about you in Phasmophobia earlier. How are you doing? Good to see you in here. My goodness. What were you up to? What were you doing today? Yes, we were saying because this is the first stream back since the 12th of September for me, and I had these grand plans of doing some Phasmophobia. But yeah. Kite Flyer, thank you very much for the follow. Yes. Thank you very much for the raid, Betty. Raiders, my name is Tom. I am the Astro Canuck. If there's a bit of buffering going on, I'm going to repeat this message again. I do apologize. If there's some buffering going on. We've just recently got the internet back. It is wireless internet, so I am at the mercy of crummy weather. It is raining outside, so I think things are going to be a little iffy. So I'm hoping that we can get things together there. Anything to anchor us in, am I right? Hey, good to see you guys in here. Always a fan of the Anchor Club. Always a fan of Shippy. Good to see. And I was able to hang out in Shippy's stream as well today. But Betty, hopefully you had a good time there. Started off with Fortnite, then did some Phas, and did a few minutes of Minecraft. Awesome. But Phasmophobia was what I wanted to do like all October long. And clearly, I made it back just in time for Halloween. So I think that this next week I'll kind of carry over a bit of the spooktacularness of Halloween, kind of bathe in its afterglow a bit, and just play a little bit of Phasmophobia, because it has been there's been so many updates since I played back in January. I think January was the last time I played it. So that's some plans. But yes, normally we are doing live astrophotography. Out here on my deck, you can see that they're off to the left. That is a telescope covered up from the elements. But we're usually taking live images of outer space, and I have moved into the country. I am in a rural area. We have almost no light pollution, and some of the images that have been, the views I've seen are incredible, and I can't wait to share this with you guys. And I'm so happy to be back online, and yeah, just being able to share the night sky, share the love of everything that we've been doing on here, and being able to take this time to have just a bit of a lazy Sunday Lego stream, which, I thought that doing a small build of 151 pieces would have been finished fairly quickly, but that didn't happen. It's just about to actually lay the last couple of pieces here on the first order Stormtrooper. And, finally getting this build. This is one of the brick sketches where it was made by Chris McVeigh. And I followed this guy for years on Instagram. And after he moved over to Lego, he got a job with them. And as soon as I saw these sets, I'm like, that's his work. That's what Chris does. So I was very happy to see him, someone who I've been following online for quite a while, have that opportunity. And I put that in the wrong spot. There we go. Is that it? Oh, it is just one. We have 2 extra pieces. We actually managed to get 2 extra little bits from this one. Little bits. But yeah, so if the internet does buffer, I do apologize for that. It is, like I said, the first stream back. And you know what? It's just there's going to be some hiccups throughout the time there. Oh, snap! What's going on, Nova? How are you? How's it going? Good to see you in here. Because right now it is raining, and the weather is going to impact a little bit of our internet connection sometimes. So I do hope that you guys will kind of bear with at times. But you know what? It's going to be some new learning curves on things there. But I'm just happy to be back streaming again, and even building some more Lego. It's not raining in here; it's raining out there, or even in here. Who knows? It's a fairly well built house. I'm happy with that. Yeah, Nova, how are you doing tonight? How was your Sunday? I hate to rain and run, but it's getting close to midnight. You got to work in the morning. No worries, Betty. Thank you so much again for bringing in the raid. It is well appreciated. And yeah, no, glad to have you guys in here. And
Holy
you know what?
Potatoes.
This is about as Halloweeny as I figured. We had our other potato, but then we discovered this one. We figured, no, we had the spooky potato. I don't think there's enough of that one. I searched because someone said there was like a swole potato, and it's just I don't think we can handle that. And there was the vampire potato. So there's my costume, along with we have the spooky potato. Are you doing well? You had your share of wet weather there. Seems to be constantly raining. I've had like 3 clear nights here. And everything else has been either rain or, just rain or clouds. It's annoying. All right, Pod, going to be bedtime for you too. Lovely to see you again, and as with you, good to see you. Hopefully catch you guys, and also just to be able to hang out in other streams again. That's what I miss. Like so many of you, I've missed kind of hanging out there. So. And yeah, I definitely want to do a couple of Phasmophobia streams, or even just play Phasmophobia this week. And yeah, just happy to do that. But yes, we have 2 spare bricks. So into the pot of spare pieces go those, and I don't know. One day we'll build something. We'll get enough on there. Take care, Pod. Have a good sleep. Have a good one. Mojo! Mojo, thank you. Thank you so much, Mojo, for the gifted sub. To Nova Charter. We're up to 3 months. Much appreciated. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Hi, Ramon. Absolutely no need for Elvis, but who cares? It's my stream. I can say what I want. To a degree. But yeah, no, this is a cool little build. 151 pieces. It only took like 2.5 hours. But it's also another little piece that we have that we can... It'll stand up. But yeah, it's... There's a few other brick sketches, but I figured this one was the spaciest themed enough that we could get that built. Yeah, only 2.5 hours for 151 pieces. What the 1,969 for the Saturn V rocket. That was 4 separate streams, and probably about maybe 3 hours per stream that was maybe dedicated for building. So there are a few other larger sets that we'll do. I think now that we have our time with the Sunday streams, and we've done a couple of smaller builds. We are going to look forward to starting a new genuine space-based build. I will let you guys know whether it's going to be the space shuttle, or if it's going to be the Apollo 11 lander, or maybe I just pull a fast one and we just kind of rebuild the International Space Station because it's still disassembled in its box and it needs to go in the area. We need to kind of think about where things are going to go for decorations, because like I said, we still have bubble wrapped frames here. There's not any pictures on the wall. It's very bare behind me. And also the camera isn't in the position where it's going to be. It's probably going to be a little lower, and so I'll be looking there. I think looking up is just, I don't know, too much of a bird's eye view there. Let's see if we put that there. Maybe a keen eye will notice the new toy there. I don't know. But it's it's been so long without internet, and I feel like I've been banging on about this, and I'll probably be banging on about it for a couple more streams until the sting goes away. But there's so much more that I want to be able to do for the streams, and there's a lot more that we're going to be able to do now that we have the internet. We have our permanent location here. I don't have to travel to the office anymore, so there's more time to put into the development of the streams and the businesses aside from the streams with our crafting and some digital designs. So it's it's going to be a full-on week of just catching up on things and just being able to get back to as close to a fiber internet life as we did before. And I think there'll be some experiments going on with types of streams and just times of streams, and it's also to get a gauge on, do we have a consistent internet. Also, this is good now to see how things are going out in the rain, to notice that the internet, it's holding up fairly well. I think there's some hiccup in the traffic whenever we kind of get the maybe someone else is doing something, but that's just another thing we gotta. I think once we get that white box in the middle there, that's our cell phone booster. Once we get that higher above the trees, that we can get a more reliable signal coming through there, rather than worrying about the trees kind of blowing in and out and mucking up the signal. So it's get that high up in the air above the tree line, and just have some more reliable signal there. So thankfully everything out there is waterproof. But yeah, no, this is the view off the deck. If there was some sunlight, we have the large expanse of the backyard there in the new place now. So again, some outdoor streams can kind of come along. We've Mrs. Canuck has taken down the goat shed out back, and that was the goat shed that belonged to that goat. That goat as well. Actually, that's the goat shed you can see in the video there. That one's been taken down because we don't have these goats on this property right now, or anymore at all. We never did. It was the previous owner's goats. All of them goats. All right, so we'll pick a spot somewhere on the shelf for this shoe. Will it fit over here? Oh, that's another thing. This carpet pad. I need to get that sorted out as well. Well, maybe not the exact spot. We'll keep that in. But actually, that's interesting. What did where are we here? I wonder if that's another thing. I just realized I had my stream on in the background. I had a lot of stuff on in the background. Actually, it's funny, the dark, having to fix my lighting, it kind of really accentuates the red around my eyes. Is the vampire potato. It's perfect. Well, you know, it's gonna. We'll have them stick around. We'll have that stick around for the next few streams because I am declaring Halloween is not over. I am not allowing Halloween to finish. It has been my favorite time to scare kids around the neighborhood, but in the good way, to have it a memorable. I always hated going to the houses that had like the scary setups and the monsters kind of walking around, and I eventually became one of those monsters. So it was always it's always good to provide those memories, good or bad, for kids going around on Halloween. But I was more than happy to be able to dress up and do all sorts of fun things on there. Let's see. Here's what we are going to do. I am about an hour and a half longer than I thought we were going to stream. However, it was amazing. It was a fun time coming back, and you know what? There's more things went right than went wrong. So I am extremely happy with that. But again, I think it is also very beneficial to have the things go wrong now, and then we'll discover there's gonna be more stuff that will just always happen. It's a dynamic world out there, but I am happy to share it with you guys, and hopefully you guys have a good time hanging out here. I enjoyed your company again. I enjoyed seeing you guys. I missed everything so much, and you know what? It's just really good to be back. And I know who I would like to send you guys over to. Let's see. Yes, I know where we're going. But But yes, I appreciate you guys coming in today. I am happy to see you guys. I am looking forward to hanging out in more streams in the future because I'm going to be working in the office and I will have to have something on in the background. So yes, Muffin, wonderful to see you. Nova Charter, Within a Foot, thank you very much for the subs and bits and everything else, and just your genuinely hilarious company. I appreciate you guys so much. This is our raid message for those who are subscribed. Clearly the bot is not. That's okay. For those who are not subscribed, you go on and copy that one there. I'm going to send you over to Dr. Valvotomy. She is, I think she's still in London. It's been a while. But she has a nice community to hang out with, and she is currently playing Limbo, and I thought that game was absolutely awesome. I love that one there. So if you want to go hang out with Dr. Valvotomy, she is a PhD in Shakespearean scholars. So if you want to hang out there and say hello, drop those raid messages in there. Let's get that over. There. I appreciate you guys are going to hang around for that, but thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. I enjoyed myself. Wait, hold on. I had a good time. I am very happy to be doing this again. So, like I said, Twitter, Discord, will keep you guys updated on when the next stream is going to be. If not tomorrow night, maybe Wednesday night or Thursday, we'll do maybe do a little bit of Phasmophobia, something like that, you know? So, more info on whatever Lego streams are going to come about. Whenever the skies are clear, I'm going to get that scope fired up as quickly as possible there. Alistair, have a good night. Tien, have a very, very good evening. Orion, we'll see you again soon. So yes, let's say hello to Dr. Valvotomy. Hopefully you have a good time watching a little bit of Limbo. It's a very, very, very atmospheric game. So yes, thank you guys so much. I have been Tom. I am the Astro Canuck. I'm back. Have a very good evening. Take care.